Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. Mace Hammertime. The Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour Show.
Welcome to the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour. Introducing your host, a man who needs no introduction, the living legend. He's a fighter, action star, male model, part-time baker, and sweet love maker. His victories too vast to count, his defeats stand at zero. He's the one, the only, the deadliest man in the known universe, Mace Hammertime. With your co-host, expert in training, Ronnie J. And the all-knowing, all-seeing Deuce Almighty. So strap in and get ready for the greatest show in combat sports, the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's the Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour coming to you from the Beach Villa. Yo, I wish you could be here. This is how we train. You think that Jake Paul has it down in good in Puerto Rico? I got my own private island. That's where we're at right now. I'm here today with Tuffy 5K and my co-hosts
Ronnie J.
And
Almighty.
Deuce Almighty, the eye in the sky, the all-knowing. So I am Mace Hammertime. I am the world's deadliest man. Actually, the deadliest man in the known universe. And
You
we're
fought
here-
aliens?
It's
Goku, bro.
I stopped at 500. We talked, you know.
Hey, yo,
it's-
that's a feat. That's a feat in itself.
Well, the thrill was gone. It's just like that. And Tuffy 5K knows the burden of being a champion like that as well. So, but the Beachville has been nice. We might go back to the Fortress of Solitude eventually, maybe the Desert Abode. But if you guys want to roll with the Hammer Time crew, this is how we do it. First class all the way. And we've got the G6 ready to roll whenever, right?
Big ballers only.
Big ballers only.
Anytime.
So, we're got a great show for you all tonight, today, or wherever you're listening.
Let's start off with the nuclear news.
The nuclear news today.
Khabib, Tony Ferguson.
So, will it ever end, fellas?
No, it's
Never.
never gonna end.
Never.
They're gonna be old men.
There's gonna be
scrapping.
legends about these two dudes.
Facts.
Yes. So the funniest thing about that whole situation is, it seems we'll talk about Tony's mental state in a minute, because I think when you get knocked out like that, you need a little time away. Yeah. That being said, what he said, he initially extends this olive branch to Khabib during this interview he did, where he said that he wanted to do the tough, squash some beef, blah, blah, blah. And then Khabib jumps back in. I don't know if you have the quote he said, but he's like, yes, talk to your bosses over at the UFC, XYZ. If not, we can do it with Eagle FC. And then Tony goes on to, like, insult him.
Yeah, like he kind of pulls out, and I'm like, yo, like, you got what you wanted. Like, you were this close. Like, he brought up his, like, if you listen to, like, the whole thing he said, he brought up his father. He brought up how, like, he was like, oh, I actually believe that Abdul Manap.
Well, that was the initial interview he said, and which wasn't
like, why would you go back on that? Like, you have the potential to make all this money, and you're just like,
I think that when I'm not Joe, I mean, realistically, it was. I don't know if Tony's just playing 4K chess against everybody and super smart, or is he basically just can't figure out what he wants, because Khabib's like, yeah, let's do this, brother. And then
he definitely does not want that fight.
I think his jiu-jitsu's too good. Khabib isn't ready for something like that.
Bro, if he wanted to fight, they'd be fighting. If he wanted to fight, they'd be fighting.
I mean, that's fact. I'm
laid
all
it out
jokes
for
aside.
him.
That's
He,
facts.
He fucking put the plate out there for him.
Yeah.
And he just chose not to fucking eat.
Like, and I'm shocked. Like,
He's not a
Chandler
bright
knocked. Nah.
yeah,
I'm not gonna say that, because like I was gonna make a joke, but
he's
like
genuinely a vegetable.
it just happened. That's still fresh in his head, bro.
Oh no, he
can't
need
fight.
time. Like, he can't fight for at least until next
Yeah, he
year.
need time.
He'll be
G.
like 45.
That's why I'm shocked. Like, Ultimate Fighter would give him time.
Yeah, what's the medical suspension for that knockout? 6 months at least, right?
Yeah,
For him, for his age
bare
and
minimum.
the amount that he's had, it got to be a year.
A year off?
Yeah.
He can't fight for a year, you think? From
I
that?
mean,
When's the last time he fought?
Tony Ferguson fought, and he got knocked out.
And that's been like, what, a year?
But he got knocked out, so it's a month. Like, how long does Tony Ferguson have to sit out now before he can even train again?
Ooh.
Because, like, you get suspended after the fight. because you have a medical suspension. I don't think you can even train on medical suspensions, can you?
You can train, but it's not. It's very light contact, like damn near shadow boxing.
Yeah, that's why you just got to be like me and never get hit because. I mean, that's suspension. So I found out when guys tap, though, they tap because if you go out in a fight, you get suspended for 6 months automatically. So that's why people
6 months.
Yeah, if you go,
it has to be at least. I'm pretty sure it has to be at least 6 months.
Yeah, so you can't. That's just what I heard. And that's why they like people don't understand when guys tap out. They tap out because. They know they're done.
Yeah,
you're gonna go to sleep. So
I've never done MMA, so I guess our rules are a little bit different.
I learned that listening to Bobby Green.
Oh,
so
and I learned that I learned that like sometimes even if you don't even take a lot of damage, they'll still give you a medical suspension. Like I forgot what fight it was, but I think John Jones got a medical suspension after he won the belt.
No, he broke his toe.
No, I'm talking about like against Shogun Rua.
Oh.
Like when he originally won the belt, like they gave him like 3 months of suspension, I think.
Probably to make it like let his elbows and shit heal up.
Yeah.
I must have given out like a 500 medical suspensions at least. I like deliver them.
The mace hook. What was it called? The Hammertime hook.
Hammertime hook, baby. Too deadly for prime time. So I think that it would be dude. Here's the thing. So I wanted to talk about the train wreck of a show that is tough because I've been watching it and I watched the season last year. It was awful. I can't name one person from that particular season. I don't remember any of the fights. That show used to be really, really cool when they'd have all these unique ways of getting guys to fight into the house. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Some guys didn't even make it into the house. They had to fight into the house at the first few seasons.
Sometimes you'd fight into the house, but you got an injury from fighting into the house. Then they would give your spot to the dude that you beat.
I liked
that
it.
shit was crazy. Like
but you'd always somehow come back at the end of the season.
Facts. The mind games on that show was crazy. It was like, all right, I'm in the UFC, but I'm not in the UFC.
Show, dog.
For real.
Now it's like I think fighters are too much fighters. Like you're either a fighter or you're not.
Yeah.
So these guys are a little bit like different. They're like
no personality.
They know
really.
they're there to fight, so they're trying to fucking fight.
Yeah, but like it's a show, bro. Show your personality. Do something.
Yeah, make some money.
Well, I think also now people are a little more self-conscious because of social media and how they're going to be perceived.
Yeah, you brought that up
Junie
last
Brown
week.
didn't give a fuck, you know. Whatever. Like he didn't care because there was no nothing. Twitter wasn't even a thing, or like there was no like everybody had MySpace.
I mean, he got beat up a lot though.
No, he did, but he was also completely insane, and like that kind of shit. Right now, it's like. I don't know. We live in such a pussified society where people are afraid to look bad. So there's a lot of I don't know. I just think people are afraid. People are they don't want to have that bad video of them. Nobody wants to be the let me bang bro guy, even though that guy's turned that into like money.
Yeah.
You know, he probably ate shit on that for a while and he probably hated it. But now he's like, you know what? I'm just like the best thing that can happen if you do something like that is just go with it. Mm-hmm. Don't resist it. Just go with it. And he did it. I think he's got that even trademarked.
Let me bang, bro?
Yeah, the Let Me Bang, bro. Julian Lane, he's got that trademarked.
Bro, he is such he's so funny, bro. Like
he gotta come
inadvertently.
He's doing bare knuckle.
Oh, yeah, he just fought Mike Perry. Well, he got fucked up.
Yeah, they're gonna fight again apparently.
Like, he really shouldn't have
those guys are made for each other. They should get married.
He pissed that man off. Like Mike Perry wanted that man dead.
Those guys are like perfectly like I would love to have those guys take an IQ test together. Combined total of 80.
God damn.
Stop.
That's being generous?
That's crazy.
You start being a functioning human at like
I think Forrest Gump's
They
at 80.
never became No, Forrest Gump was 75.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're about a little bit more about they're a tough Forrest Gump. Tougher version of Gump.
Nah, you can't get any tougher than Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
that man's goated. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. That movie is basically my life. I don't know if you guys know that I did all those
Please,
things.
no, you're not about to. Hey.
I invented the smiley face.
You can parody fucking Bloodsport all you want. That is a beautiful movie, and you will not defile it.
They have to base it on somebody. I totally did all those
things. They base it off of Frank Dukes.
Listen, I know this guy, okay? His name's Robert. His last name is Zemeckis. He made the film. So we're old friends. I'm like, dude, let me tell you about my life. He's like, I can currently make Tom Hanks turn because he wanted me to star, and I was like, you can't star in your own movie.
Not at all.
No, not at all. Anyway, I think I think that Tony Ferguson versus as coach versus Khabib would be probably the best season that show's ever had.
It would give him something to do while he's on suspension.
It's
like,
also cool.
and
like why is he not taking this
but-
opportunity?
And it'll give Khabib like the opportunity to lose 100 pounds.
Yeah, facts. that man's not.
He's a big boy.
He's built like a Hasbullah.
That dude's a big boy.
Nah, he look like his dad though. Like he started to look like his dad when his dad started retiring.
He built like a South Park character.
I don't think Khabib can wear normal hats. You know, with the little snaps on the back.
Yeah,
I think he has to put like an extender
his
on
head's
there.
fucking huge.
Yeah, he gotta go on
Got a
Amazon.
giant head.
Just Bezos money, buy extra straps and then sew them on himself.
Can you imagine his football helmet if he played football?
Oh my goodness.
Jesus.
He'd be looking like
he
a
only wore,
bobblehead.
and
on
he
That
only
man
wear the
did-
one bar.
He wouldn't even wear a helmet. He just put a
Nah.
ball across his face.
When he used to weigh
In
in
a
though, like that
singlet.
shit he looked like a bobblehead.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Jesus.
Well, back in my day,
I hope
used
he
to
don't.
play-
I hope
used-
he don't
yeah.
see it.
Back in my day, we didn't play with pads either. But so anyway, I don't know. I don't think that show's very good.
No.
I think it's. I just watched this last weekend's bout, and it was nice to see Kamaru Usman's brother.
Yeah.
Not a great fighter.
Nah,
he's
but
winning,
like
though.
he's.
But he's winning. He won the fight against this guy who I really didn't like, and wasn't a fan of. And when you want somebody to lose like so badly,
Yeah.
but it was a scrappy fight.
Ew.
But Usman apparently he's won a bunch in a row, 4 in a row. He's in PFL. He's a big.
Yeah,
dude.
he was in the UFC, I think, and then he lost, and then he like went or some shit like that.
He
It
fought
was
4
some-
fights in PFL. I think he was undefeated in PFL. But he is a weird dude because he's so. He's I would say.
He's kind of goofy. He's like still a football player almost.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
move-
that's what. Yeah, yeah, because he's been an athlete all his life, and like he never.
He's
It's,
stiff.
I don't think he
I
wrestles.
feel like that's a bad habit of football players and like going across all sports.
yeah.
Like they don't, especially if you grew up a football player. If you didn't like grow into a football player to where like you played other sports and then played
Right.
football, if you start like you're in these rigid like shoulders are tight, like body's tight, especially if you're playing
Everything's
line
contracted.
or a fucking defensive player when you're like just always still and
Yeah.
exploding. You don't really understand how to move your body in certain ways.
It's very specific movements. Isn't it? Yeah. Yeah.
So when he throws, he has to like throw like he's fucking like blasting off the line. You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
can't keep his hands up correctly. You gotta like throw from the hip.
Yeah.
That's why I recommend wrestling to kids. That's a great all body movement. Like you really get a lot of value athletically by being a wrestler.
You do.
But you have to also play a sport with the ball.
You do, yeah.
Yeah,
No, for sure.
like Like if you a bigger dude, basketball is perfect for movement.
Yo,
Basketball and wrestling.
Yep.
But even though they're the same season, that's hard. But
Yeah,
summer
nah.
basketball, wrestling the women.
Hell.
Yo, you ever seen a person from England throw a ball?
Oh man.
Pathetic.
Oh man.
Pathetic.
Oh, I
Oh,
never fucking
man.
thought about that. What do they play? Cricket?
They don't throw it overhand, so every time
They play
throw,
rugby, but
so-
like rugby throws are like
Yeah, but
Yeah,
check
no,
this
that's
out.
odd.
Check
That's
this
not a
out.
throw.
So basically, I'm ambidextrous, so I can throw both hands like 90-mile-per-hour fastballs.
nice.
But if you see like them throw, they throw like how people look when they throw left-handed. If they're right-handed, that's how people who are right-handed, who are throwing right-handed in England look all the time.
Oh, stop.
Damn.
You are so mean.
What, dude? Look at Cristiano Ronaldo throwing a ball.
Nah, I know. Are you is the
pathetic.
video where he's in Japan and
This is
everybody thinks
pathetic.
he's Brazilian?
No, they did that trick on him, but he can't throw. He can't throw a fucking. Ronaldo throwing a ball is pathetic. Throws football. There it is. Watch this clown. Oh no, you gotta look at him throwing the American football. I've seen him throwing it. It's terrible. There you go, juggle the ball with his feet.
Yeah,
But
juggle.
there it is, right there.
No. Nah, come on, look at that. Look at the form.
The Portuguese national team is training this week at the New York Jets practice facility.
Go over to display. Cat, there it is.
And one of their
Go big
superstar
screen,
players
yes.
failed miserably at attempting to throw an American
Put-
football.
Uh.
Jets wide receiver David
Look at
Nelson
this.
gave Portugal soccer
This is
captain
why
Cristiano Ronaldo a
you focus too much on one part of your body. Look at this guy.
And if you're
See how he
wondering
throws?
Cristiano
He look like a Heisman. Come on now, look at the form.
Watch this.
soccer is more his
Hey, look at that. They don't know how to throw a ball. Look at this. Keep it up with your feet. Come on, get to the good. Where's his terrible throws? I bet his publicist is like, don't show
Oh,
him
I
throwing.
didn't show this shit.
They should have shown it. Fast forward.
Bitch, show the ball.
They didn't see. No, I guess,
Oh, then
dude.
fuck y'all.
Dude, I swear to God, you know what they did? I bet he's like, you can't show that.
You can't show that.
You can't show it.
I'm a bitch.
You can't show that, dude.
Jose Aldo could never.
Okay, hey, back to fighting, because, dude, I could fight a whole soccer team at one time easily. No joke.
I believe that. Me
Fucking
too.
whatever. You know what?
Unless Jose
Hey,
Aldo's
listen,
on that side.
Listen, I tell you what. If you ever have a,
I will
if
maul
you guys ever have a
Jose
Muay
Aldo.
Thai fight,
Hey,
I
don't disrespect
maul
him.
Jose
Alright.
Aldo.
I
Maul
like
him.
that though. I'm not gonna lie.
Maul.
I like that energy.
Ole the leg kick. You gonna spin in a circle into a head kick.
Oh yeah. Okay.
see, that's the kind of confidence the experts have here. These guys, the experts,
Yeah, he's got to go.
he just knows his time has come. I like that attitude. See, this is where we breed our championship mentality. So
Nah,
anyway,
but
back
for,
to
for real though, that does like thinking that you can like thinking
not
like
thinking,
that. That's how
Ronnie,
you
knowing.
believing or knowing that
Knowing.
you can do that.
Hey,
Yeah. No,
hey,
hey,
no.
nah, you know you can beat Jose Aldo, and I fuck with that.
knowing.
I fuck with that. You know.
Yep. So if you ever seen Rocky 4 when Drago realizes that's like he's not gonna break.
I
That's like,
am
yeah.
Rocky.
I like that.
Hell
That's-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's back to fighting and off to soccer. They didn't even show him throw it. That was awful. Stupid.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. But
Okay.
so I want to keep with the Habib topic.
Okay.
Only
Yeah.
because so why the fuck does he say he's gonna like come back and then fight for Islam?
He doesn't get. He first off, he did not say that. Daniel Cormier said that.
Oh.
And then so they're buddies, and Daniel Cormier is always trying to stir up shit. I call him DC because we're buddies, and I texted him before.
Everyone calls him that.
Did you text him? back?
Everyone
I
calls
texted
Daniel
him.
Cormier
He
DC.
said it said it's no big deal. And then I was twiddling out to to
Twitterling.
Khabib. I got a Twitter account now, so if anybody wants
Twitter?
at Mace Hammertime.
You mean Twitter?
Twitter? That's what I said. That's what
You
I said.
said
Twitter.
Twiddler.
No, you said twiddling. I said Twitter. And you do
So-
tweets on there.
Is it Mace Hammer
That's
Time or
crazy.
Mace Hammer Time MMA?
It's at Mace Hammertime. Because it was available, and yeah, that's where it's at. I want to think so. Maybe I should double check that. I'm usually perfect about everything, but so yeah, Habib is kind of. I just figured out. I used to have a flip phone, and now I got this fancy iPad. So these things are amazing. If you guys have one of these, You can do, like,
I'll
everything
get
on
one.
these.
I'll get one eventually.
you can do everything on these, and then there's like this thing where I can post my little thoughts, and people are like, "Oh, you're funny." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks." What are we doing here? I can't. Yeah. Mace. Yeah, it's just at Mace Hammertime.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
So go follow at Mace Hammer Time.
Yeah, go follow there. Go.
Yeah,
follow
do that
me.
right now,
I'm
please.
like the Pied Piper of mixed martial arts. You follow me all the way.
Oh no.
So,
let's move on
but
to.
you're just not going to jump off a cliff like the lemmings. You're going to go to awesome events and fights and get all the best information.
It'll be lit.
But yeah, Habib, I think Habib would do that. That show would probably be resurrected, but it's not very good at this point.
Yeah,
No
nah.
character at all in there. It's pretty black and white. And I think ESPN got a hold of it. You know, it used to be on Spike TV, so they had a lot of stupider shit.
They had actual
Well,
challenges.
they had
the
a
first
lot of,
few
that was when they had
seasons.
a lot of Limp Bizkit fans.
Yeah.
So
So y'all want to stay with the 155 division?
let's talk a little bit more. What's going on?
Dustin versus Kobe Covington.
So yeah, they're going to do that at 170. Apparently,
Oh,
They should
170.
do that
Yeah.
at 165. Make it a catchweight.
that's one thing Dana White will never do because that's a line in the sand. And I know he broke the promise of having females fight in the UFC, but that 165 thing for some reason to him is very, I don't
Like,
know.
why is he
I think because all the other weight classes will like fall apart.
not really? Just make 170, 175. Like, how is that realistically?
Yeah, you could keep that.
Yeah,
that
but then
10
also
pounds.
the welterweight division kind of goes away. The 170-pound thing is a thing of the past, so that kind of all that history stops in its tracks.
Ah.
I mean,
I don't really give a shit because
we could just why not just rename 175 like welterweight?
it wouldn't. But everybody be like, oh, the real welterweight's 170. Duh.
Well, there.
That's
I
what
mean,
people.
like,
That's what. Or like, I don't like.
And
I
that's valid. Like,
Listen.
I know, like, we've talked about this before. I know you with me on this one, but like, it's just stupid.
No, I think you're right.
Yeah,
I
it's
agree with
just
you. They could just
stupid.
rename
It's
one.
just-
They could make like 165 like cruiserweight, and then call 175 welterweight,
Easily. Like,
and then 185. I think they need to also create a heavyweight division, like 205 to 240.
they need I'm thinking
then-
220 or 2. I could see 240, but like I'm thinking 220 because like 20 pounds for a heavyweight, that's not that big a deal, I don't think. 20 pounds.
20 pounds is worse for a heavyweight.
I just think when you
20 pounds is a lot because, bro, like that's a lot of mass for another large.
You don't
person.
think that listen, you don't think that Stipe would fight at if it was 240, it was just 205 to 240, you don't think Stipe would fight at 202 under?
Yeah.
It'd be the biggest dude in the block there.
Yeah, because
As opposed
he's
to-
pretty big, actually. Like.
Yeah, but he doesn't cut any weight, so if he like I think the largest he's ever fought is 250.
Yeah, I think it was 255
disgusting.
against DC the last time.
So yeah, so he's like he's bulking up for that.
Yeah.
being 255 is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So I think that would be cool, but I think the fight between Dustin and Colby is a lose for Dustin, 100%, and win for Colby. But the reason why it probably won't happen is Colby is in litigation, making the King of Miami's life miserable, pretending to have brain damage. That he doesn't have brain
Yeah.
damage. He's pretending to just like bleed.
And he
George.
could easily just be like, "Oh, it's healed. Let me fight."
Yeah, no, for sure, and he can do that at any time. But through this litigation, can you imagine like how? So first off, it's almost impossible to disprove brain injuries. Second off, if Colby
Yeah, 'cause
Covington,
you gotta be dead for them to scan your brain.
yes, and if
Yeah.
Colby Covington, listen, if Colby Covington cannot fight and he gets into a lawsuit about lost wages with George Masvidal, he's talking millions of dollars that he can legitimately win in court. That George is gonna have to pay him in a settlement for the rest of his life.
Sheesh.
He fucked up. And that's what a crazy like for Colby. I
Yeah,
don't think
Kobe's
he's
playing the long game
Yeah,
and
he's
like
just
really
he's just
fucking with him.
messing with him because he's in bad shape. No matter if Colby Covington was attacked from behind, front, he squared up with him and
He
hit
was
him.
attacked,
He attacked him,
He was attacked.
and he's a pro fighter whose livelihood is now possibly completely altered because he has a permanent brain injury that does not allow him to pursue his career, which is millions.
Do
of
you
dollars.
think he actually has a brain
damn.
injury though?
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I mean, I know it
matter.
doesn't matter. I'm just saying, like, I just want your. Do you think he actually has a brain injury? Because, like, in my
You know
head,
what's crazy? Maybe a little bit. You ever like been like, I don't
Colby
know.
Covington's a fighter. He has brain damage.
Yeah, like he definitely like that's what I'm kind of getting at. But
Yeah.
like
He's got.
I
He's
don't
gonna
know,
Have,
like,
he's
it's
taking-
kinda-
Imagine being hit with that much force, not paying attention, eating food.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not what happened. Like apparently Jorge did square up with him. Like
Mm.
apparently it was like they squared up on each other.
But Colby's smart. He's like, cool, hit me.
Yeah, basically
Like, you were
he
dumb.
basically let him piece him up.
Like, you're dumb. Like, what are we doing? I just beat you up for real. Like, what are you gonna? How far is this gonna go on the streets? Like, what are you
Facts.
like?
Like what are you really about to
12?
do on the like?
Are
You're
you
not.
gonna take it all the way to killing me?
No,
Because-
and that's the thing. No, he was
Now you're catching a felony for what?
over
Like
over
a-
a cage match. Like yeah.
But even like you got a 1-2 on him on the streets of Miami in a situation that the truth is a casual American doesn't give a fuck about. It's like
Facts.
two dummies, and it also makes the sport look stupid because
Yeah.
ultimately this sport has always been striving for credibility, recognition. Then they go ahead and let Greg Hardy fight, but it's like it's just. This is like what everybody thinks fighters people who don't understand fighting, when they see somebody like a UFC fighter's attacks another guy outside a steakhouse over comments,
Yeah.
it's bad.
And they don't have that context. They don't have that story built. So in their head it's just like, oh,
King of Miami.
yeah, King of Miami.
That's how he does it outside of a sizzler. Anyway, so
It
yeah,
be
I
like
think,
that
but I
sometime.
think in that fight let's talk about the X's and O's of that fight. Colby Covington puts it on Dustin Poirier because Dustin Poirier breaks.
Dustin Poirier
breaks.
will beat the shit out of Kobe. in
Not
3.
at 170.
You heard
Not
it
at-
here, folks. 3 rounds. Dustin
I got,
Poirier
I
by
got
knockout.
Kobe by ground and pound.
Dude, you got Colby for
No,
3.
I don't. I'm lying.
Dude,
I'm
Colby
lying.
Covington for 3 rounds. Could you imagine the pace?
Dustin in 3.
Nah, I got Dustin, but knocking him the fuck out. I'm going.
When
Yeah,
has Colby been knocked out? He got cracked by Kumara Usman.
Dustin
Guys
hits
are
hard.
like
The diamond hits harder than the nightmare.
Good
You
grief.
heard it right here,
he
right
fucking
now.
spun Masvidal's head around like he was in The Exorcist.
That was different
okay. So
technique.
like all
That was different
jokes
technique.
aside, all jokes
What?
aside, that shit was fucking crazy. When I saw that shit had me scared. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Listen, like I know what that feels like to do that to someone. It feels like just like,
his fucking his head literally like
Yeah. So
that shit was insane. Like on slow mo, that shit was literally insane.
There's no
but
way.
Dustin in 3. Dustin cracks him
And
in
guess
3.
what? Guess who's going to be emotional in that fight? Because
Dustin.
Dustin Poirier does get emotional, and he's already like.
And that's really fucking annoying.
Yeah,
And
for real.
yeah, so Kobe coming in and beats people because he's not the best fighter, but he doesn't give up. He's got pace, and he's never broken. Not like Dustin Poirier's given up in fights.
For sure.
He's been finished. And he's had some battles and had some wars, but I think Kobe Covington is just probably, in my opinion, the 4th best welterweight that's ever fought. I think he's better than Matt Hughes. I think he's better than he's not as good as GSP. Not as good as Kamaru Usman. He could be number 3, honestly, because if there was no Kamaru Usman, there'd be Kobe Covington.
Yeah.
That's straight. Like who?
Wait, okay. Do you think you don't think Gilbert Burns could beat Kobe Covington?
I don't. I mean,
Fuck
I think
no.
that there's a chance, but I think
at
Kobe.
all. You
Fuck
don't
no.
think at all? Interesting.
I think Kobe beats Hamza.
I respect that.
I think Kobe beats Hamza in 5 rounds. I don't know if
Me
Kobe
too.
beats Kobe. I don't know if Kobe beats Hamza in 3 though.
No.
And he doesn't. It's
But then
no.
again, like so,
needs
like
those extra
He
picture.
he does need that
Okay.
extra like time. He's
'Cause his
he's
pace.
shown multiple
His
times
pace.
that Kobe needs those
Check
extra 2
this
rounds.
out though, you guys. Kobe Covington's last 4 fights have been 5-round fights. Can you imagine him doing a 3-round?
I just feel like
Could you imagine him in a 3-round fight?
Yeah, but he's not a knockout hitter. Like
Exactly.
He's just gonna he's gonna win the
No,
fight.
Yeah.
Maybe, but like
Yeah,
he's
that's
not
what I
gonna,
mean though. He
like,
just wear he'll just wear.
What is he
Dustin
gonna look
down.
like afterwards though? That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know, dude. He's just. We talked about that wrestle MMA.
There's a different factor between 3 rounds and 5 rounds. Like
For real, that's
in
what I'm
3
saying.
rounds, he can't be Kobe Covington because he doesn't have like the power to knock somebody out. And like people like Hamzat does 100%, and he's gonna have to bang with Hamzat for 3 rounds and not get clipped at all.
Hamza gets tired.
He does get tired, but like maybe he'll pick it up. But Hamzat got tired one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I think Kobe, if he puts it on Dustin, like I think he will, like I know he will, personally. In 3 rounds, I think Kobe just beats him up.
The Great White Buffalo.
Dustin Poirier can knock him out. That's not a. He can
shoot
he can
Buffalo
put people into
with
trouble.
Kenny Florian.
Kenny Florian, the legend.
Yeah, man. I went out to my to this mountain shooting range with a couple of the homies. Kenny Florian, a couple UFC fighters other than him, you know. Shot a couple deer,
Oh,
a couple elk.
you know what? Let's
Hell
get
yeah.
we'll tag Kenny Florian on the podcast. Get him involved with the Hammer Time. Get him. No, we're getting name dropping him on the greatest MMA podcast of all time.
Interview next week, already guaranteed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
So how was that experience? So what'd you guys do? You guys go shoot some
Um,
rocket launchers and shit?
Yeah, not just that, but it was so like scenarios, getting out of the car. If somebody like attacks your car, you have a gun.
Oh no shit.
What the draw, how to draw, like how to unlock your seatbelt correctly, like fucking back out the car while shooting. It was fucking crazy.
Motherfucker became John Wick.
Then, bro, yeah, and then we went to like this house scenario. So there's like a bunch of rooms. There's like chairs everywhere. There's desks and shit. And you go through the house. There's like smoke. There's lights going on. There's like music and shit, so you can't really see. It was almost like advanced fucking paintball. But it was with like not pellet guns, not airsoft guns. I don't know what the fuck they are called.
I know what you're talking about.
But they're like real bullets.
Yeah, I know which
But
ones
they
you're talking
only they replaced the tip of the bullet with a paintball, pretty much.
Yeah.
So it's a real Glock. It's a real fucking bullet.
Yo.
It's just a paintball in the
Yeah, I
very
saw
end.
those in Las Vegas.
And yeah, we like, and I got lit up. He lit me up, bro. Like
Where was this at?
this is out in the Mountain Villa.
Is it a business?
It is a business.
Let's shout them out. What are they
AR
called?
Tactics.
AR Tactics.
A&R
yeah,
Tactics,
shout out
yeah.
AR Tactics. Y'all sound funny as shit.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Yeah, A&R Tactics down in Charlotte.
Oh, shout out.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. And so how long was the whole experience?
Maybe 6 hours, 7 hours.
Fuck
something like
damn.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fucking crazy.
It's nice to be able to experience that. You know, nobody can really go through it like I have, the real deal. But you know,
Yeah,
when
you were
when
in wars,
listen,
right?
When you, I don't want to talk too much about it. When you're working deep cover,
Yeah, I understand.
it's kind of a personal thing. you know.
Under siege.
Well, I don't know. One time I went full undercover. There's these Jamaican drug dealers that moved into this neighborhood. I had to infiltrate. I got my high school teacher buddy involved, and we went total vigilante, blew up a mall. And basically what happened is there was this guy named, he had a twin brother. I killed one of the twins, and then it turns out he was the bad twin. I had to go to Jamaica, take care of the other one. Long story short, that's kind of like the similar scenarios which you were dealing with.
I don't know what movie that is, but I know it's a movie.
I was just trying to keep the streets of suburban Chicago safe from it. Okay, so
Thank you for your service.
yeah, that sounds like a rad time though. How was did you pick Kenny Florian's brain about anything?
I didn't talk about anything fighting. Like it was pretty much just all
business and fun.
Yeah, like he's a good shot for sure.
Oh, so he's really into that. Is that his business?
No, it's not his business, but it looks like it was something that he does often. So I definitely wouldn't fuck with Kenny Florian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He must be John Wick for real then, because
For
like
real.
he is a jiu-jitsu like aficionado.
Wow.
Yeah, so
wow.
I want to move on.
Yeah, let's
did y'all
go.
get to see fucking more with the nuclear news? Jan's eye, he got like eye surgery. or
Yes,
something.
yeah.
Oh,
So there's a
man.
funny clip of him. You got that clip queued up?
Let's see.
Can you get the closed caption? I'm not sure if they're gonna be here. You turn it up on the big volume too, so if anybody can kind of.
My eye, they put something inside for 6 weeks,
Oh my god.
kind of tube.
Kind of
So
tube
after
in
6
his
weeks,
eye.
I need to take it out.
Got a tube.
And
You
that's
can
it.
see it too a little
Look
bit.
at that.
I'm still feel the drugs that they give it to me.
Blinking with one
And,
eye.
and
Here he is. He's,
Oh my
he's
God.
high.
High as fuck, man.
okay. Have a nice weekend.
He said he likes the way they make him feel. Look at him. Never go on Instagram Live when you're still high. That's cool though. He how did he get that injury though? Was it just because it wasn't from an eye poke though, right?
It was I think it was from an overhand. He ate an overhand.
And I did the glove kind of ripped into his eye a little. I thought I kind of like caught because those gloves are like they do play a factor on people's. I mean,
Those
if you catch
gloves
an
are
angle.
trash, man.
Yeah, for real, bro. Like, how does every other major fight promotion have better gloves than the premier fight promotion?
I don't even know if it's that. I think that UFC has terrible gloves, so everyone else mimic theirs. But I think that like, cause they have the fingers are individual. Like you put your fingers in sockets. So it's like you can't really like. I don't know why the fuck they would do that and not just have your fingers free. I don't get it. Like curve the glove, like Sandoval has curved gloves. Like
Yeah,
I think they're so stubborn right now, though. It's one of those. They may be in a manufacturing contract,
for sure.
something stupid like that, but also
And they want to own everything.
Get
too.
better.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
it's like you can change they change their fucking sponsors and how hard is it? You just put the fucking name on the different glove.
Yeah, no, but also
know?
people don't want to give
Fair.
up their fucking business.
Dude,
for
you know what?
UFC.
I mean, so
Dude,
many.
Want to hear something funny? Can you
What's
imagine
up?
this? Like 1994, they designed the gloves. In order to get the gloves made, they had to order 10 million of them. So now Dana White's got a fucking in Thailand. He's got a fucking warehouse just full of these gloves. He can't not use them.
Can't get
Are you serious?
That's hilarious. That's
No,
a
no.
nice like thought to think of.
Yeah, he's like, dude, we gotta use these till they run out. Fuck it. That's what nobody knows. This is a
You
bad.
heard it here first.
Yeah, you heard it here first. Yeah, breaking
Yep.
news from the inside man of the inside man. Take that, fucking
Yeah, if
Ariel
that's
Hawani.
true, bro, if that's true, then that's great. If that ever turns out to be the case,
Don't worry, I'm gonna
then,
post it
that's
on
No,
the-
fucked.
it is
Listen,
the case.
I'm
Like,
gonna post
we
it on the
actually
internet.
heard it from Dana White.
Yeah. Well,
Damn.
Dana, I talked to Dana over there. You may have heard of him.
Y'all really just be getting on the inside. That shit crazy.
Well,
I was just with Kenny Florian, bro.
yeah,
And
fair.
everyone else.
and
You're
Johnny
right.
Buck.
You're right.
Yeah, and Johnny
Come on,
Buck.
Johnny Buck.
No, the one and
I
only.
hate
Shout out.
Johnny
The
Buck.
one and only.
I hate Johnny Buck too. If I ever see him again, he knows what's up. It's on site with Buck. Yeah. Anyway, so back to the show
I guess
here.
it was really just Jan's eye, but
That was,
did y'all-
but yeah. Hey, so what do you think? Okay, just real quick, Jan, who is the next 205? Who we talking? Who's next? I think Yuri Prohashka's the next champion.
It's him. It's him.
That is the division that's wide open like nobody's business.
For
right
real, bro. Like, it's the Wild West right now. Anybody can come and take it.
now. The one problem with Prochka, I was watching him training today. This guy's dead serious. I like his style. He's got the very like Spartan life, very focused. And I think a lot of
Punching
fighters.
trees.
Yeah, I think
He's a
lot of,
samurai, bro.
he's about that life, but he also doesn't speak English. This is a big issue for the UFC, I think.
I don't think you have to speak English to be a star. Because Charles Oliveira, he's not a star, but like he's
a star, but like the only reason he's a star is because everyone saw him lose so much and then saw him grow up.
Yeah,
and
we
then
watched him
and then
grow
become a murderer.
Yeah.
And like, I think everyone just wants to see him win.
Brazil-
But at
yeah.
the same time, he can't speak to us really. But the translator for the UFC, he's getting better.
for real.
Gotcha.
He's getting better.
So he's helping
he-
him out, come out,
yes.
get his personality.
Yeah, like you can feel it. Like when he keeps saying like the champion has a name, it's Charles Oliveira. Like you
he
can
be
feel
meaning that shit. Like
Yeah.
it's not even him saying it, but he be meaning that shit.
Yeah.
You can feel it.
You know, he's definitely a man on a mission right now, and I think, but Brazil's not Czech. I think Yuri Prochazka's from Czech Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
there's like maybe 3 million people that speak that language. There's
Yeah.
like 50 million people that speak Brazilian. So, and
Portuguese.
Portuguese, yes, Portuguese. Well, and so that being said, you know, and also, you know, there's a lot of UFC stars from Brazil. I think like his skill set's really good, though. I think he's you know, here's the thing about these guys. I think that Yuri Prochazka is I think he probably knows English, but you know, when you're doing your own training montage and videos, you're probably more comfortable just doing it in.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I've heard him speak a couple words of English, like a couple words of English.
The fight against Glover is going to be a real either Glover's he's already a legend, but cementing a really solid case in MMA history as one of the greats of 205 division if he beats
Not
Yuri.
even that,
Mm.
like all time because of how long he's been around.
And just what
Yeah.
he did, and just, you know, he's always been kind of he's almost like the Bisping of 205,
yeah,
where he just was kind of nipping at the heels, got close,
Hovering
got
at the
close,
top.
over and over and over.
yeah, and then finally got his shot at a late age, and it was just the perfect recipe. I'd like to see him and Jan fight again, regardless of the fact that if Jan or if Glover loses to Yuri, I would like to see Jan and Glover fight again.
Mm.
I'd like to see that because I feel, I don't know, could have gone further. I don't think Jan fought well that fight.
Yeah.
He didn't look motivated, and I don't like.
I don't even think it was just motivation. I just like when the fight started, he just kind of looked vacant. Like not even like he just looked empty. Like he didn't want to be there.
It's
kinda.
weird. He's one of those streaky
Not like he
fighters,
was.
too.
Not like he was scared, but y'all know what I'm saying.
I know
like,
what you
he
mean.
just
Like he wasn't dialed in.
Yeah.
And, like I know what. Like listen, I wear sunglasses all the time. It's for my I don't. The reason why is because I don't want to give any of my tells away with the.
You wear glasses during
Listen,
competition.
dude. One of the main reasons why Dana wouldn't let me fight in the UFC is because I wouldn't fight without my sunglasses on.
I mean, you let Benson Henderson fight with a toothpick.
I know, but the sunglasses. He's like, that's I was like, they're not gonna touch me, Dana. So I was like, game over. But it would have been, I don't know.
Illegal.
I don't think the athletic commission would allow it.
Because he made an eye poking.
But you can see when guys get into the ring, like the eyes tell a lot about where they're at.
That's facts.
They really do, and but they can't be misleading. Some guys just how people get up for that moment for the actual competition is a very, very unique and individual experience that only that person can understand.
Nah, for real.
I wonder what like gets Conor out of bed nowadays, especially now he's out of the Forbes top 10.
Yeah, he's out of that, and so who the fuck knows? I think,
Bro, he just needs to disappear, go back to Ireland, get back on that welfare, and become a savage.
well, he apparently, according to his records, made $33 million to fight Dustin Poirier last. That's how he made $33 million off the Poirier fight because that's the only fight he had, and then he made $10 million more on other endorsements.
And what's crazy is
33
he sold his
That
Proper
is
12.
43
yeah,
million
proper
dollars.
12.
He's also got a cologne company now as well.
Okay.
So he's got, I don't know him as a fighter.
He's not fighting again, bro. Like, and if he does, he's getting hurt. Like,
For sure.
Like, he's getting.
He could
fucked up.
fight people. I mean, he could fight. He's just not. Charles Oliveira would kill him.
Yeah,
I-
like
but
it
with-
wasn't. It. Oh my
With
god.
Conor, like
He only wants belt fights, and he's
Yeah.
not that guy.
He
You know
can't
what?
be
You're
a
not that
champion
guy, pal.
anymore.
Listen,
You're not that guy.
every fight he's had though in the past recent, he looks really good in the first round.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah,
man.
I'm not.
Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna give
he
him
was.
that.
He's
So
a-
does Tony Ferguson.
I know, but if he can somehow death touch fucking Oliveira, which is not impossible, which happens to Oliveira in every fight.
Yeah.
Connor,
But-
listen, Connor
Yeah.
is a finisher.
For show.
You cannot deny that he's a finisher.
But-
So
Can I
and-
say this though? Justin and Dustin hit harder than Connor. Like at 155, they hit harder than Connor.
Nah, but Connor hits you in the back of the ear.
precise.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey, bro, it's what he does. He's a smart dude. He
he
knows what he's
is.
doing. Hit you behind the ear,
But-
so like
but
you're a little
counterpoint-
discombobulated, and it gives you enough time to hit a couple times.
Counterpoint,
What's up?
do fucking Bronx. Do fucking Bronx.
Is
That's all I
Oliveira
gotta say.
southpaw?
That's all I gotta say.
Oliveira.
Oliveira switches stance sometimes.
I think
sometimes.
I thought
He's
he-
orthodox,
like
but
he's
like
orthodox.
he's orthodox, but he'll switch stance. Like if he's transitioning into something, if he's about to take you down, he'll switch stance.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of but it just in general as a fight when he's fighting, he's not southpaw.
No,
Okay, I don't know. I like Connor against any orthodox fighter in the first round. After that, it's over. I'm not joking. Connor, if
yeah,
Connor can
like
be-
genuinely, as soon as that
it's
bell
over,
rings.
and then that would be the point where Oliveira gets his hands on him. If Oliveira gets his hands on Connor, it's
Oh
over.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's
Tap
just
like
over.
it's gonna be
chicken.
like
Tap like
Khabib
chicken.
over again.
I don't think Connor's got world class grappling.
It might actually be It might be actually be
Come
more
World
funny
Combat Club.
when
He
Oliveira
doesn't have
starts
world co-
grabbing onto him.
Colin doesn't have first crack. He doesn't have it, and
Colin.
so when he you know what he
Need some
worked
PEDs.
For real, bro.
PEDs. Well, so I think everybody like we were
They're all on
talking. I was
steroids.
listening to my good friend Chael.
Who said that?
Nate Diaz,
Nate
bro.
Diaz.
They've both said it at some point, but Nate Diaz is most known. They're all on. You're on steroids. Everybody on steroids, including his teammates. Apparently, like
They're
what
all
the-
on steroids.
They're all on steroids.
Well, I was talking to my buddy Chael Son, and you may have heard of him, and he was kind of breaking down some things about PEDs.
Mm.
He is very good about spotting PED use because he is a former PED user.
Yeah.
Admittedly, so he doesn't have any bones about him being caught. And
That man literally regrets nothing about that at all.
well, the thing is like,
funny.
and the thing is everyone's doing it. Just
Mm.
not everyone, but at that level. Here's the thing: your window of opportunity in the UFC is very small. You want that extra edge. These are type A personalities willing to do the craziest thing on earth for your entertainment and for money. Temptation's a hell of a thing.
Facts.
So the only PED I hit up is the thinking leaf. All right, that really gets me into a mode of thought and concentration. That is fully on. Should be banned from athletics because it makes you so awesome.
Facts. I'm not gonna lie.
But they won't.
No.
Nah, they won't. I'm just playing.
Fuck is
They
wrong
won't.
with
Nah,
y'all.
they actually just disbanded it. Like,
Which is
you
good,
don't
which
get,
is good.
Yeah, you don't
talk
get
to Nate.
tested for
Talk
weed
to
anymore.
Nick Diaz. But with PEDs and these guys, like, and then you know what you start to do, I think, is you start to rationalize what is a PED. So listen, guys, what is a PED? If you are fighting, all right, should you be allowed to drink a Monster Energy drink right before you get into the ring?
Fuck no.
Is that performance enhancing? But would you consider that a PED at that point? Like, is that an
Yes.
edge? Like,
Absolutely.
if you have, let's say, is this a thing? If you have an injury and you are prescribed like some kind of painkiller, can you take those before you fight?
No,
I
you.
hope not.
I
Are
really.
you sure?
Yes.
Nah,
Yeah,
I
but
think they do test you for shit like that.
Nah,
If
they
you
don't
have a
be testing
legitimate, like,
motherfuckers
yeah,
for
you're like,
nothing really, bro.
So how many fighters are
Hmm.
going?
Well, maybe in the UFC.
That's
but,
interesting. I've never really thought
how
about
many
that.
fighters are going loaded up on fucking Percocets?
Molly Perkins.
I know homies that fucking that have fought on Adderall.
Hey yo.
Yeah, and I think that's also something that probably gets overlooked too about people who get medical clearance for that, because you can through USADA get a medical pass on Adderall if you're prescribed. Ritalin. Remember that girl Simone Biles or whatever, that gymnastics flipping chick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remember how she sat out because she had, she's having a
mental health.
mental
yeah.
help. turns out she is been using Ritalin since she's been 12. Could not bring it with her to Tokyo.
Man.
They wouldn't allow it in the country. So could you imagine having that in your corner for your whole life and then being cut off from that supply?
Yeah,
That's gonna
fucking crazy. I've never heard about that.
Well,
Nah.
most people don't think about how that affects these athletes. But so if you're a kid, if you've been you get addicted to that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. If you can't have that to perform, and you used to have it to perform, that's a big dip in your performance. Yeah.
real.
Yeah. So you know how many athletes, you know, what is performance enhancing? So this is something we have to ask ourselves.
Anything that you're like, oh, I should take this. If as soon as you start saying I should,
Yeah,
then
that's when
there's
that's
an
when.
issue.
Yeah, because like TJ Dillashaw, that's exactly what he said. He was looking for answers, bro. And he was like, damn.
Well, it's
This
really
shit
what's
look
banned and
nice.
what's not, because
I'm about
you
to
know,
get
if you are rehydrating with BPCAs or BCAs or all those things, and the other guys drinking Coca-Colas because they can't get a hold of those or whatever the fuck it is, you know, But basically, it's basically not doing what's on the banned substance. Now, this brings me to my point. My point is this: there's always new things coming out that
Facts.
aren't
Yeah.
on the banned substance. So let's say you get this research chemical, or this research one that's not banned, but it's been shown some peptide or something like that, and all of a sudden it acts in the same way as like a steroid, but it's not banned. Are you gonna not take it?
Motherfuckers gonna take that shit.
They're gonna
and
take it
y'all
till it's
pussy.
banned, right?
Yeah, for real. If you do steroids, pussy. No. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Well, I mean, it's like
I mean, dude, like
If you using it to like enhance your fucking performance in a sport where there's motherfuckers not doing it,
Yeah.
you cheating.
yeah, for real. Like it's plain as that.
That's just it.
But
like,
yeah, champions are psychotic though, especially not all of them, but a lot of people get to that championship mentality or cycle. Listen, I know Lance Armstrong, and that guy would eat a fucking baby if he thought it would make him win the Tour de France. If they said you gotta eat 2-year-old baby, he'd be like, "Where's the baby?" He's like,
Nah.
dice it up. So
And
that's
like-
like these people. Like, so if you can get an edge, and it's legal, or on that fringe, it's not quite being tested for, you're gonna take it. Because it's not illegal. That's all there is to it. Listen, if all let's say USADA's like, you know what, fucking you all can use TRT as much as you want. Does that become a problem then? Would you almost have to take it then, right?
I feel like
It almost has to be part
I
of your
feel
training
like just
regimen.
because
yeah,
I feel like
I see what you're saying.
just because everyone else is doing it doesn't mean you have
You
to.
trying
do it,
to
but I
you're trying
get-
to even the playing field, but at the
Sure.
same
Yeah.
time,
like
then
you can't
you
shouldn't
a bitch.
Yeah, like you shouldn't like
Have to
put your
stoop to their
soul on a
level,
line.
You know what I mean? You should
Yeah,
have to
for
stoop-
real.
You should just beat them the fuck up.
Because that
And
shit
make
tears
that
at you,
your
bro.
reason.
Sure. And
Because
but-
real shit, that shit tears at you, bro. Like TJ Dillashaw, like I genuinely feel like he regrets that decision. Like deep down,
he
No
regret-
shit he does.
Listen, he regrets getting caught.
yeah,
It's really it, man. Like that guy is a super type A, and you know I think that
Shit's
he's
crazy,
probably a little
bro.
bit self-aware, but you know, the dude is a hardcore competitor.
it's complex, bro. It's a complex subject.
Like competition. Listen, people. I watched a documentary about Larry Bird and the Magic and like the Lakers recently,
Mhm.
and like you talk about a competitor, like those guys, just you hate losing at anything. You hate losing anything. You hate losing like a spot in line, you know, or like a game of checkers will be heartbreaking for you if you
Yeah.
lose it. So if they're gonna find a way to get ahead of that person, because when you have people who have championship mentality, you don't necessarily hate the person that you're going against, but you hate the fact that they want the same thing you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's facts.
Like they want what you want, so you can't have that. So
Yeah, that shit mine.
Yeah,
That's
nah,
right.
for real. Because like I hate the fact that there are people that are like better than me at fighting. Like I want to be better than everybody at fighting. So
well,
it's
you
like
stick with me, you'll
yeah,
be fine, yeah. But but you really you have to don't hate the person as a person, but they want to take your everything, like that goal. It's your goal really, like this, like the belt or whatever you have to symbolize that. That's your goal, and they're gonna get there first or take it away from you. Like these people are insane. So, yeah, I think where were we at though? We just got to the PED thing because I mean, but like you obviously there's some people who don't take PEDs. You can tell by their physique, but there's some people who just look at them like, and I feel bad for people like myself who I take my shirt off and you're like, God, this guy's fucking ripped. And you're like, dude, that's all natty, baby. Like, what can I say, dude? Smoothies, juice boxes, not juice bags, soda water, and push-ups, baby. But my unorthodox training aren't for everybody. You got a guy like Michael Chandler though; he's jacked. Like he's stacked, and he looks like. I mean, but I don't think. I mean, Michael Chandler just might have that kind of genetics.
Yeah.
You know, do you ever meet those guys? Like,
I mean, but like, there's people who are blasting steroids that like look terrible, and there's people who don't do steroids who are actually who just look that good. You can't tell. Well, human bodies are so weird.
You can use performance enhancing drugs for very different things, though.
For real.
So you can use testosterone not to necessarily get bigger, but to basically increase your sleep, regenerate muscle, gain lean muscle. But it doesn't. It's not necessarily used to get. You can get jacked on it, but you can also use it as a maintenance tool.
Yeah, a lot of older bodybuilders do that.
Mm-hmm. And then there's also like, I guess the new peptides coming out of all these experimental things. It's going to get really, really, really murky in the future for a lot of different reasons. But how much like illicit drugs, they keep on coming up with new analogs that are just a little bit different that you can't, like they're just slightly different. They're going to start to come up with these new analogs for these peptides, these steroids that are going to look different, slightly different, that will not test. So they're going to have to keep on redoing this test. It's going to become problematic to keep up with the competitive spirit of cheaters. It just never ends.
Cheaters always gonna find a way.
It's
Facts,
always,
bro.
Dude, people still listen. I'm big time in Vegas. They won't allow me back there, but I got an eye for catching the cheaters. And like this is modern digital facial recognition technology, and people are still out trying to cheat casinos. Like people are always trying to get ahead in whatever field, and it's no surprise that people are still doing this and fighting, which is a dangerous proposition because somebody's going to get really hurt.
Yeah, and it's going to be bad.
I mean, Tony Ferguson, like that was just like the closest I've ever seen to somebody getting dead. And like these guys, if you get bigger, faster, and stronger, as these athletes do, because it doesn't seem to be trending down. I don't know if you guys remember the football.
They're getting people are like, okay, so the Ultimate Fighter, like you remember how it was, like the personalities were high, but the skill level not so much. But it's shifting now. Like the skill level is really hot. Like Andre Pavlovsky, Trajan Gore, and Brian Battle, they're doing very well in the UFC.
Sure.
So, because they're like skill-wise, they're actually very good fighters.
Well, and just
shout out Brian Battle.
Brian
For
Battle,
real,
yeah,
the
North
homie.
Carolina,
Yeah,
yeah.
real.
Not that we're from there or know anything about North Carolina because we're at the beach villa in parts unknown.
Parts
but,
unknown.
Yeah, represent. Next time, listen, we'd love to bring you here, but this is where we get all the work done. This is where we put the time. But what you're seeing now is UFC has gone mainstream. Colin McGregor is a household name. You're starting to see these other younger guys, Sugar Sean O'Malley, coming up, who's got the personality. You're seeing these younger stars coming up. We got the Almighty. We got Ronnie J. Guy's gonna be lighting up the scene pretty soon as well. So, you're starting to see it become mainstream. So kids are starting to become MMA fighters from a young age. We see kids at the dojo we train at over at the gym where you get them learning jiu-jitsu, a little bit of wrestling, a little catch wrestling. They're learning hands. I mean, they're starting at 12 years, 13 years old, though.
Yeah.
Everything.
6.
Yeah,
6.
facts. Yeah.
So I know over in parts like Russia, they have like kid MMA, which is something to behold.
No, bro. Yeah, pancration tournaments and shit. Like,
yeah, no. I mean, I'm talking little kids in a cage. I've seen.
No, like with no headgear.
I've seen it.
No shin guards.
I think it was in Turkey. They don't play.
No elbow pads.
You're starting to see that. I have seen some of it going around in actually the United States. Some low impact kind of MMA type bouts with small children as well.
That's called pancration.
Okay, that's what that's called.
Yeah. Those are cool, bro. Because they be doing them on the little wrestling mats. The kids be having all this gear on.
In this promotion I fight for, they have youth pancration. They just wear shin guards, but you can fight standing up, take down, and like ground and pound.
We were at that
That's
one.
dope.
We were at that event in Myrtle Beach that had that really weird hybrid thing going on that one time. Were you at that one, or you at that? Yeah, no. I think the Almighty was there, but it was they had this like weird hybrid point MMA thing, and I was like, that's just MMA fighting, but there's no cage because again that's
pancreation. Yeah,
we can talk about that. That's like a whole clever way, but I thought it was cool. But they had to do it in a gi, but they had like shin guards on. It was really strange. But also it's kind of cool that we're seeing. Because, back in the day, a lot of wrestlers would transition in because they had nothing else to do. No other future. There's no, professional amateur wrestling league.
Yeah.
And then you had a lot of guys who were just brawlers that were kind of doing it. But now you're seeing these athletes, like real athletes getting involved with it.
Yeah, like people coming from, other sports to do this.
Yeah, because even if you see somebody like Greg Hardy, who is a world-class athlete, come over, have a little bit of success and pick it up relatively quickly because you're seeing athletics become such an integral part of the sport, as opposed to hats off to Matt Serra, but Matt Serra's not an athletic dude.
Yeah,
I think he'd admit that himself. He's not like for ball sports or anything like that, and I think you'll still see guys like that come through, but you're starting to see these really completely unique, guys that could go to an NFL combine
and do work
or have, like I said, played other sports because there's, as
usually
much as,
usually because they come from those other sports.
Yeah, and then you can see a guy like Brendan Shaw be able to kind of transition.
Mm-hmm.
And
fighting is easy to learn if you know how to move.
Yes.
Facts.
And then you can. It's hard to make it in the NFL,
For sure.
And there's a lot of guys trying to do that. I personally had some tryouts for the NFL, but it was like, you know what? I got too much other stuff to do.
Brock Lesnar tried out for the Vikings.
Yeah. Well, the problem and he did pretty well.
Yeah.
The problem with me playing in the NFL is like I wanted to play every position. They're like, you got to pick a number. I was like, this is stupid. Don't forget it. But so. You get guys that are like these top level college athletes. They're able to really, Dominic Reyes was like that. He was a college football player.
And MMA gyms are starting to do that. Like MMA gyms starting to get near close to like colleges and stuff. And like they'll have these special programs.
They opened
for
up
wrestlers.
a top team right next to Penn State.
Yeah. That was fucking genius, bro.
But if that plans out, you're going to see a lot of these, like probably next to Iowa. Like you put an MMA gym next to a college campus with a lot of dudes around there,
bro. Like it's just
listen. A lot of dudes who are going to actually flunk out, and then they're going to be like, "Oh, what am I going to do?" They're like, "I played, wrestled," and it's just
That's what I did.
It comes back to my something I've talked about in previous episodes and discussions we had. You can make your own way into MMA. There's a clear path for you to get into a gym and make it as a professional if you're willing to do the work. You can't do that with like the NFL or the NBA.
Yeah, you just gotta scrap when it comes to
you
MMA.
Gotta take fights and you gotta win.
You just gotta scrap.
You gotta win. You gotta win. And money's not a thing too, because if you show up to a gym and if you got talent and a heart, the gym will make it work for you.
Facts. Every time.
They'll make it work for you.
Every time.
If you're willing to stay there and maybe do some work, but basically if you're willing to show up and you have you have heart and skill, people like me as a master, when I see somebody with that kind of ambition, they're easy to train. I don't even need to take your money. Not that I charge people, because all my skills are they flow out of me.
Yeah. I'm
like a fountain of combat information.
I've learned so much just sitting next to you.
It's like fucking combat
insane.
lava.
Yeah, that's exactly
combat
what it
lava. Yeah. So but yeah, there's if you have any kind of athletic ability and you have that fighter spirit, which that's the key. Do you want to fight? Like you can go hit pads, you can go and all that shit, but can you be a dog? Can you fight? That's the big question.
And that's like really a fucking big question for like on the next car.
Yes.
With the Holly Holm and Caitlin Vieira.
Caitlin Vieira is fighting a couple bad women right there. But let's go with Chase Hooper first. We wanted to cover that guy.
I wanted to
his trajectory.
into that. Like He's a tough dude, like really tough. High level jiu-jitsu. I think he's a brown belt.
Chase?
Yeah, maybe a black belt by now.
I think he is a brown belt.
but he's a brown belt for sure.
But he started. He was like his first fight when he was 18, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
bro.
the UFC.
In the UFC.
Yo.
He's one of these guys that I'm talking about. He's been training. He started training MMA when he was 12. But if you look at the guy, it looks like he plays like a lot of video games and doesn't have a girlfriend. But like like he definitely is a good fighter. I think they brought him along a little too quick, kind of like with the Sage Northcutt a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't be 18, 19 in the UFC,
dude. But he's
unless you're like,
I mean,
really,
if you're
really
winning,
good.
if you're winning, yeah. And he won because he came in through the Contenders series.
He did.
Yeah,
And then he won. He got beat the fuck up and then choked the dude out.
Yeah, that shit was
And
crazy.
then they brought him back and then he got beat the fuck up and choked the dude out. And then he got like on into like an actual UFC fight. And then I think he got beat the fuck up and lost.
He
and
lost,
then
yeah.
Got beat the fuck up again and lost. So he should probably just kickbox for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well,
Literally.
I think so. I think what the UFC will probably do with him is they will hand pick fights now for him, because they kind of give him a Sugar Sean treatment, because Chase Hooper is a money guy. Like, he's got a good personality, does great on screen,
For sure.
Really funny. Like,
yeah, but he is about to get really good. I think they need to put him up against like cans.
Yeah, and he hasn't fought in a little bit either.
bro, he's 20.
Yeah, so
he's
hey,
22, right?
Real quick though, who's the guy he's fighting? He's 10-3.
He's fighting Felipe Colares.
Okay. And he's 28, so he's got some time on him. UFC Apex, 5'7". So listen, they picked a shorter guy.
If he doesn't fly,
I think that's really good for him though.
I think that
They're definitely picking this fight, but this is a nice matchup though, because
For real.
he has Felipe has the age advantage, but they both have the same amount of fights.
You know what's going to happen in this one? This is Chase Hooper. For Chase Hooper right now, this is guaranteed him being cut or not. I'm just this is it. He probably won't be around if he loses again. He's going to have to be cut and go someplace else like Sage did.
I think they'll bring him back though.
No, he
like,
definitely, dude, he's so young. Like, they'll bring him back for sure, but he's got to go someplace in a maybe PFL or someplace and put the hurt on a bunch of people.
Yeah, get like, I'd say like 3 or 4 wins and Dana would want him back.
He wins
like,
1 or 2. If he goes to PFL and knocks somebody dead, or just put like
that's your.
It's not if he wins; it's how he wins. Which is more important.
Yeah.
In my opinion, which is usually right, and probably an expert opinion on stuff.
Nah, but Dana likes the kid, so like, yeah, you're probably right. If he wins like 1 or 2 good fights and has 2 good wins, then like Dana will probably bring him back immediately. He loses.
What Dana will do with him, he's going to cut him in his best interest. He's going to say, "Listen, Chase, go in here, win some fights. We're going to bring you back, but go win fights. Like, fight people, get out of this situation, and build your confidence back up."
Facts.
But I think he wins this fight tomorrow, so it doesn't really matter. It'll be a moot point.
Yeah.
And then on the main card, what are we looking at on this main card? Any kind of juicy tidbits for us here?
So in this main card,
Eric Anders.
Yeah, Eric Anders is starting off the main card.
Boy, I'd like to see.
Young.
Yeah. So he's been fighting the UFC now for a few years, right, Eric Anders?
Yeah.
And he came in, and I had a lot of. He's 35. Okay, I had a lot of. I thought he was gonna make a
boy.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna make a run, but he's gonna be a guy. He's gonna win 2, lose 1. Big testing ground. Probably been a few. He could always get on these main cards. He's a name.
Yeah.
He puts on good fights too.
Yeah, people know him. Like,
He's a banger. That guy will get in there and he'll scrap.
he's had a lot of canceled fights.
He's had a lot
during
of
COVID. A lot of
yeah,
canceled
yeah.
fights.
He's a good. I'd like to see him win though. So what's with Park Jung Young? What's he all about?
Park Jung
Korean guy.
Yeah.
And is he coming off a win or loss this time? You think?
Let's see. I'm probably coming off a win.
And tap off.
Yeah, they went. I don't think they be putting.
Okay.
Yeah, he's coming off a win. I don't
No,
think
he's coming off a loss.
Wait, is that?
I think they want Anders to win, but we'll see. It's a good matchup. A couple guys both coming off losses. If that's the case, they both come off losses. I think Eric Anders probably gets cut if he doesn't win this fight either. These are like, it's funny how they have these gallows fight.
And that's
like,
exactly
free
why
having
the
death
fight nights
matches
are
for
always so fucking like explosive because everyone's always fighting for their spot.
Yeah,
Facts.
you know what? You're right.
Really
Sometimes,
fight night, bro. Like
These fight nights sometimes
Your
turn
final
out to be,
fight night.
God, guys, and you can hear the hits on these ones because they fight at that Apex. with like 50 people
Yo,
in there.
I love the Apex.
You like that?
I
think,
love it.
I do. I can
I
appreciate.
want to fight there
both
one day for real.
Yeah, I've done after hours there. It's pretty cool.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I was giving rounds to a few people in there, a couple guys you might have heard of. Yeah.
So next is Poliana Viana versus Tabitha Ricci.
What's the story with the
Oh,
Ricci's
Ricci.
6-1 though? So she's like, are they setting up Pollyanna to lose or to prop up Ricci here? What's
Let's see,
Ricci's
let's see.
story? Where's she coming from?
So she's coming off of a win.
It's decisions and then
over
KO.
Marla, Oliveira.
Oh, but then she lost the one before that. Then so she's
Yeah.
yeah.
But in, this
Okay.
in her last fight, 100 total strikes, 55%. So she's a really good striker.
Mhm.
Okay.
Significant strikes for 46%, and then takedown percentage was 45. So she seems pretty rounded.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. And let's see, Poliana Viana.
I seen her fight before and I like her.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Her last fight was a sub round 3, so really good. At least takedown, or she got taken down, which is hilarious. So pretty
Okay.
good
So she
just-
probably good on the back.
Yeah, 5 submissions. To 10
Oh,
attempts.
okay. She's one of
Um,
these.
Nice.
So she might be a Charles Oliveira type.
So we're
Yeah,
talking.
but a high percentage in striking. 71 total strikes, but 80%.
Oh.
So like, this is gonna be a fucking banger.
I
like
this.
her.
I like that. That's at strawweight. Man, you know, I want to see. You know what I really want to see. I want to see some more strawweight contenders coming through.
Facts.
I'm kind of sick of that. What I saw, that disgrace of a fight.
Oh my,
Wait,
fucking
yeah.
Rose
You know, I want to
Namajunas
see it. Like,
and-
I think these these top five sometimes they get kind of stale.
Yeah, we've had the
For
same
sure.
top 5 for like a decade now.
This is why I love MMA, because you know, like at one point, you know, you see somebody like Michael Jordan is like the bee's knees, you know,
yeah.
and then next thing you know, Kobe Bryant replaced. You see these things happen. You're like waiting for the next person. I love waiting for the next thing. Yeah, let's go here for my glaucoma. Yeah. Hang on a second. You got that?
I tried to be
Oh.
sly and you talked on camera, so
Hey, bro, Joe Rogan. If Joe Rogan can do it, we can.
yeah, we can do what the fuck we want. Yeah, but I don't really have too much to say about like any of the women fights. I'm really getting actually I do. Fuck that. The women fights have been amazing.
Yeah,
Did y'all see this last card?
yeah.
The last card was fucking insane.
And
like-
then just for Carla and Rose. Oh wait, we're talking about Jan.
yeah,
I forgot
the
the fight
fight
night.
night.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, those was bangers, bro.
You know the craziest thing about watching the smaller women fight is
What's
that they
that?
don't have necessarily the knockout power, so they just beat the shit out of each other.
Every
Yeah.
time, and they're like, and the smaller women fighters are more skilled. Like a lot of them
Yeah,
are more. A lot of them come from actual martial arts background.
A lot of taekwondo and things in those.
Yeah.
I found out with the women because you know you get a lot of girls involved with those at a young age, and so you see even like Rose was a taekwondo person.
Taekwondo, karate.
You know what? The more and
Judo.
more I master combat sports, the more and more I see a lot of value in things like taekwondo and karate.
Thank-
you know?
Young.
Thank you.
I see a lot more value in that. I don't see a whole lot of value in kung fu. Unless
okay,
you're,
I'm gonna
listen,
get you there. I'm gonna get you there.
Listen, unless you're as good as I am at it, because I basically, you know, I don't know if you ever heard of a guy named Bruce Lee, but I don't want to get too far into that. But yeah, there's my student. But you're starting to see like the value in not. I do think the fundamental striking is Muay Thai, which is all this is turning to a hybrid of MMA Muay Thai. It's a different.
I like what one's doing.
Yeah.
I do too.
So yeah, I do as well.
But personally, there's like so many martial arts. Like this might be a little bit of attention, but there's so many martial arts you can learn, bro. And like I feel like a lot of them have so much untapped value. Like I feel like as soon as we start like exploring those different styles, we're gonna see so many different. We're gonna see so many new ways, and it's gonna be great.
So,
it's gonna be dope.
You know, not to get too far off topic here with this card, but I was talking to my brother today about analytics and about like different analytics in fighting and different analytics in sports and how you you try and do mathematics and different things, but there's so many variables
So many.
that happen, and so in when you start to incorporate like other martial arts, if you don't adapt, and evolve in the sport, you're kind of like Colin Kaepernick for that one year where he was doing that pistol offense, and then they figured out the next year, and it was like over.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. Like, so same with fighting. So like leg kicks or all these things are the rage at one point, or leg locks are the big thing in the jiu-jitsu world because people like to rip people's fucking knees apart.
Facts.
So I think that you're gonna start to see a lot more, like, I guess, like, you're gonna see Wonder Boy fight. Got Wonder Boy doing, like, you know, traditional karate stances and karate moves.
But the people that don't end up being extremely lethal in like Muay Thai and then wrestling or jiu-jitsu, they never win the belt.
They do.
Facts.
And Michael,
yeah.
you know, Michael Page lost. Like, so he's like a big karate guy who's gotten quite better at his jiu-jitsu. But you know, it's like these guys are so good at one thing also, so it sometimes can be detrimental to the fighting. Ultimately, though, fighting is about efficacy. Correct? It's about
Facts.
what
For
works.
sure.
Yeah.
And like, I'm trying to end it and trying to hurt this person and get as little damage as possible. So whatever's working, we tend to fall into patterns with that. But you know, the female, you're right though. Female fighting has been. They're just, women are tough.
Facts. And they don't
feel pain differently. They're just tough. Them and
it's insane. Like
them and redheads, they feel it differently.
They be doing shit to each other. I'm like, yo, wait. Like, they'll eat
Bro,
a fucking
yeah,
head
they be
kick.
trying to. Yeah, bro. The
Just straight on shin the head and just walk that shit off. Have a cut like bleeding down. Just,
Then they hug
don't
after,
care.
like they're like feel bad about it.
yeah, like what? Like ain't no way you gonna cut me open and I'm just about to like hug you, bro. Like, damn.
Facts.
Like, they get very apologetic. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight, and I'm actually looking forward to hanging out and watching this card on Saturday night. What's the next fight up here? This is a middleweight fight against two guys in the UFC with the hardest names to pronounce.
Yeah, Chidi Jukani and Dusko Todorovic.
It sounds like they
Okay,
made,
almighty. I like that.
good. Look at that, perfect pronunciation.
He's a
And
ring announcer.
so these are two guys I don't know anything about. What do you guys know about these fellas?
Nothing, but both of them look interesting. Like, they're Asian.
So Chidi knocked his last dude out in 15 seconds with like a jab cross.
Okay.
That's kind of how I do it.
He's so a fundamentalist.
Chidi. Where's
essentially.
Chidi from?
Oh,
Is he coming from he's a kickboxer, it says there, age 33. So he's an older guy. Where's he from, Chidi?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it looks like
sounds
Nigeria.
Yeah,
but
sounds like a Nigerian name, but
he wears blue shorts.
Gotcha. Chidi.
Oh, he ain't
It
got
turns out he's from Cleveland.
no.
You never know. I mean, there's a lot of Nigerians all over the place. They're African
Yeah,
people.
facts.
Like Kamaru Usman.
Yeah, Texas.
But he's born in Nigeria, right? So Chidi, who do you think's gonna win that fight? Chidi or what's the other fellow known for?
Todorovic. Let's see.
He looks like he's Eastern European.
Oh, this is gonna be interesting.
Knocked dude out, KO, lost by decision, lost by KO. So he's probably gonna get KO. Oh, his chin looks very thin. Yeah.
Okay. So I think
And
they're
Chidi hits
they're
hard.
trying to get Chidi some heat here.
Yeah, and Chidi has like 10 plus more fights than him. So
Dana really is trying to build up a lot of like African champions. He
smart,
wants
though.
to. He really want. He's been like, I think he's been pushing since like 2010 to have an event in Africa, bro.
Yo, if you ain't seen nothing till you seen Congolese professional wrestling. They combine voodoo. I've been there, man. It's crazy. All right, so but yeah, that's an untapped market of just like they've even had an Ultimate Fighter, toughest fighter in was it Nigeria? They had a show. Like, they've done shows, so like fighting is, part of the culture. If you ever done Senegalese wrestling, which I've done as well, I'm pretty much an expert at that. Also, all the disciplines. So you travel through Africa. It's like, and Africa's, there's a lot of people think Africa's a country. It's not. It's honestly a continent full of lots of countries with lots of different cultures. It's fucking huge. It's massive.
yeah.
And a lot of the like martial arts you don't really see there. They're still being trained there. So it's like, it's different.
Well, one thing I know about fighters is when you're fighting out of hardship, you look at Francis Ngannou. If you know anything about his story, how he got from Africa to France is insane. And so, you talk about guys fighting out of the favelas. You talk about, guys fighting out of bad places like in Eastern Europe. If you're fighting out of a bad place, and not every place in Africa is bad, but, there's a lot of people who are really trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
And they see people like Francis Ngannou. They see people like Israel Adesanya who are their people, like people that they are from their place succeeding.
Yeah.
That catches heat. Like and I think Dana White will. I'm looking forward to the first UFC in Africa. Now I'm wondering
Me
where that's
too.
going to be.
I might be
Facts,
fighting
bro.
on that, which is crazy.
Bro, same.
I think you guys
That'd
have a
be lit.
definite shot at that. And the truth is, like, they'd probably do it in some place like Johannesburg in South Africa.
Yeah,
my
that'd
guess.
be lit, bro.
Because of the infrastructure and the capacity. I know there's countries like Nigeria who are very wealthy that they could probably do it in Nigeria. They legitimately. I think Nigeria is actually the richest country in Africa. So
Yeah, but like in South Africa, they probably get more people. Like more people would probably travel down.
if Israel Adesanya fought in Nigeria, they could sell. There'd be a million fucking people.
He
there.
would have to headline though.
What else would he do?
I mean, yeah, he's the only one who would.
Dude,
It'd be
if they-
him,
if-
then Kamaru or
Yeah.
Kamaru.
yeah, and
Nah,
then
it would
also,
be-
listen. Then you put Francis Ngannou on that card.
yeah.
It would be
off the
Israel,
charts.
Francis, Kamaru.
Then you'd have other African fighters
like
up and
that.
coming, building new people. You could put Big Boy on there. What's his name?
Jorginho,
Rosen Strike. I mean, an
Strike.
African UFC card. I guarantee. Listen, I'll text Dana later and like let him know like, hey, let's go, buddy, and he'll probably listen. But they want to listen. UFC started off at casinos, not being sanctioned anything, to go to being now accepted. Now you're gonna see Moscow. You're gonna see in these
and that's what they want. Like
Global.
he's wanted global dominant. Like he's talked about this
He's
shit
got-
since 2010.
Listen, they have global dominance. Like they've thrown them in
For
Singapore,
sure.
they've thrown them in
Yeah.
Japan, they've thrown UFC throws in Australia, they're in Pan Pacific, they're everywhere. They got a few more markets to tap. They thrown them in China.
They were in Singapore. That's
Yes.
one's territory. They were literally in Singapore, like it was nothing.
Yeah, so Moscow fight would be good, and they're going to do it. Africa would be just off the charts, and I think that that's a realistic goal for both of you to be on that ticket. Probably you
For
against
sure.
Israel
Yeah.
Adesanya.
Hell
Yeah.
That'd be fire.
Okay,
don't want
so
it, bro.
let's move on to
Me
this
against
next
Kai Kara
welterweight
France.
co-main event on this fight night. Santiago Ponzinibbio against Michel Pereira. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you: is Michel Pereira on every fight night card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's like on every single one.
Nah, but we get him mixed up with the dude that popped his arm out.
Oh God.
Oh
I forget
yeah,
his name.
Johnny Walker.
Yeah, we just mixed
Yeah.
them two up.
Because they fight about the same. They just
You
be
talk
jumping
about
all over the place.
listen. You talk about a situation and a guy. You know when you have I live without regrets because my life has been pretty perfect. But I know in that moment that that's one moment that guy probably regrets for the rest of his life. Doing the worm after he celebrates and tearing his labrum.
Yeah.
Like that has to be something that like for the rest of his life, him thinking to himself, "Oh my God, that fucked my career up." Because you know
Yup,
what?
he was about to fight John Jones.
Facts.
He was about to
Facts.
fight John Jones.
Yo, listen, like if you're a professional athlete, every single thing you do matters by milliseconds and split seconds and so you get a running back in the NFL and he's all the balls for a while and he blows out his knee. Sometimes they don't come back the same.
Yeah.
The
So,
only one
that's
that
what happened
did
to Bo
is,
Jackson.
Adrian Peterson.
Well,
So
and,
shout
yeah,
out
he
Adrian
came. Yeah,
Peterson.
and I think
out
in the
Adrian
future
Peterson.
those surgeries are going to make guys actually better and stronger because they're getting better at it. We're not getting worse at doing surgeries. Now that being
Facts.
said, but it affects your play, and then those guys have wondered that surgery seemed pretty major, and I guarantee that affected him in some way, shape, or form, and it's on his mind too.
If you think it affects you, it will. That's how powerful the mind is.
So anyway, yeah. So enough about that guy. But Michel Pereira he's a good fighter, very entertaining. He's actually great for mixed martial arts. Never going to be a champion, but will always be somebody. He's not
Tony
even. Is he ranked?
Oh, my bad.
I don't think Pereira's ranked though. Is he?
He shouldn't be. I hope
And
he's
are
not.
him and Ponzinibbio none of them ranked? Probably not. But it's a great fight. That's going to be
he
a
like
great
top 20 something.
They're both good fighters, and they both have beaten great people. The thing about Ponzinibbio's only lost 5 times. There's no way he can't be in the top 10. He has to be ranked. But
yeah, people have been high on him.
just look up the UFC rankings and see if he's in the top 10 for that, because he was being called out by like legit middle or welterweights for a while.
Yeah.
Like it was a guy. So where's the welterweight out here? It's Santonay. Kamaru Usman, pound for pound, good for him. That guy's an absolute animal right now. Like there's nobody better. So welterweight, Santiago, what's he rank? 14th. He's got 5 losses. Only? Is he coming off a bad loss? He's beneath Sean Brady.
Wait, what was his?
I don't know. Maybe you know what? It's probably inactivity.
Yeah, that's what happened to Gregor.
He lost to Jeff Neal in a decision. Okay, so
he's coming off like he won, but then lost to Li Jingliang.
Li Jing. That guy's terrible. Li Jingliang is terrible.
Beating Neil Magny.
He's the greatest fighter.
Li Jingliang is that's the guy that Hamzat picked
up
up like a little baby and carried around.
That shit was amazing.
He's like he put him over his sack like a sack of potatoes.
Yeah.
I hope to beat somebody. I want to beat somebody like that one day.
You already did.
Well, yeah.
Twice.
That was just like that guy is not a good fighter.
Yeah, he's not
a good. He's ranked 13 anyway. So, I guess but the other guy's fighting is not ranked at all. So I think that Ponzinibbio wins this fight against Pereira. Yeah. I hope it's not a decision though, but that's kind of how those ones go. But I don't think Pereira gets finished often.
He doesn't. I think the only person who's finished him is Chaos Williams.
No kidding. Okay, so then we got the main card. I love
fucking Holly Holm.
One of my favorite fighters of all time is Holly Holm. I don't know why, but she's a
badass.
She's lost 5. She should have beat Miesha Tate in that one fight where she got choked out at the very end.
That was a Hail Mary, bro.
Their career, like they can, I think they can start at like 25, 30. They
bro,
can start at 30
it's
and
crazy.
Holly Holm, 40 years old.
Yeah, Holly Holm's 40.
Nah, there was
but
one.
They get really good like in the 30s, yo.
For real.
Really good.
Yeah.
That shit's insane. There was one girl that was on the Ultimate Fighter one time. She was like, she had just turned 32, and like she was killing chicks. It was crazy.
Yeah. 135 pounds, 5'7", so same size. Holly Holm, we know what she does. We know exactly what her game plan is.
Yeah.
Beat her up.
Yeah, it's like she's a really good striker. But sometimes she shows up and she's kind of gun shy.
Yeah.
So I hope she's willing to.
So Kellen Vieira's coming off of 2 decision wins.
I don't like decision fighters.
Yeah, no, it's been like she fought in 2020, then fought in 2021.
But she won. She's got 2 losses. Is she known for what's she known for though? Is she a striker or is she all around?
She's known for going for decisions.
I don't like those. Listen, I would love nothing more. See, the thing about
what do her stats look like?
She's 12-2. Oh, they're the metrics.
Ooh, 156 total strikes against Miesha Tate. 50%.
Yeah, Miesha Tate's a punching bag though. Miesha Tate's Miesha Tate was not like Miesha Tate was a product of that weird time where women weren't really the pool of talent wasn't super deep.
Yeah, she was like.
She was.
There was only like 4 good women back then.
She's like a boxer striker.
I mean, Miesha Tate is a tough woman, but today again,
judo, black
but in her
they
time,
call about Kathleen Vieira.
Yeah, in her time, there was only like 4 good women. She was one of them, but there was only like 4.
And then she got manhandled by Ronda Rousey.
Who
Ronda
was the other one?
Ronda Rousey is not even a top 10 fighter anymore. And Ronda Rousey by 2018 was not a top 10 fighter anymore.
Yeah.
After she got knocked out.
She just got too comfortable, bro. She was.
Well, Holly Holm was the first exposure of like what real fighters are like against her when they started to bring in talent like these cross-trained. Like, because Holly Holm was an MMA fighter.
Can we talk about how fucking good Holly Holm is? Like multiple boxing champion.
Amazing.
Multiple
amazing
boxing champion.
Pretty
sure she has some Muay Thai fights.
Yeah.
She's fucking amazing.
Did you ever see that brutal knockout that she got where she got knocked out through the it's one of the most horribly unstopped fights in MMA history.
Oh my God.
Holly Holm gets brutally knocked out. It's awful. But anyway, she's put the hurt on. She's been the champion. She's been the champion, and she is really, really, really good. So, Striking wise, remember when that Betch Kohara was like taunting her and she just like teed her up like a fourth quarter field goal.
Bro, Betch Kohara has a history of doing shit like that. Like she'll talk shit and then just get immediately lit up, and it's kind of funny.
Boy, she's got the face of a fighter, doesn't she? So yeah, she got kicked right in the head that time. Sat right on her ass. That was quite a interesting turn of events, because like, listen, if you're gonna keep your hands down, that's fine, but you gotta, like, if you get knocked out, keep your hands down. That's not fine. That's really it.
Bro.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
rolls in it. Do
well,
some Bobby Green
some guys can fight like that, and sometimes it's advantageous to fight with their hands down. Look at Wonder Boy; he doesn't take a whole lot of damage, but if you're gonna put your hands down and you get knocked out, you look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
And she looked really stupid, and like that's like a highlight for the ages of when fighters get cocky. So. But so that's the wrap up. I got Holly Holm winning that fight. Honestly, I like her. I think that she's due for a win, and I see her winning by knockout. Actually, in my expert opinion. So yeah. What else we got going on, guys? So I want to reconvene here next week. We got to talk about some of our social media we got going on right now. We got Mace Hammertime MMA on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. Mace Hammertime MMA on Instagram. You can catch us there. We'll be having some news coming out pretty much every day, almost every day.
Gotcha.
We'll keep up with the nuclear news throughout the week.
And we are working hard here for our 12 subscribers. If you're not part of the original 12, then you're missing out.
100%.
We're building up. We appreciate all your all your support.
Disciples.
Yeah, we're working. Yeah, we're working at it, and so every week we're getting a little bit better for you folks, and hopefully we'll come at you with some more hard-hitting news, some more segments. Instagram, Mace Hammertime. YouTube, look us up, Mace Hammertime MMA Power Hour. Give it up for Tuffy 5K. We got the Almighty. We got Ronnie J. We're gonna be signing out here. The experts are.
I dropped the hammer.
The experts are signing out. Thanks for tuning in, and this has been another episode.